been really annoying to have to sync up to my laugh. It's been very annoying. I'm tired of listening to it.
We just do it 1, 2, 3.
It's because I need to be able to see our voices, and you, because you sit right there.
Yeah.
We can't really ever see your voice, and Juan talks like a freaking ventriloquist. His mouth never moves, so he always just... I can't tell
The mic picks it up.
I know, so I'm like, he's talking. I just can't see it. That's fucking weird.
I hope that like YouTube comments are like, is Juan alive? Is he really like a real person, or is he a mannequin?
I really hope so. I'm gonna feel a little vindicated if that happens. I'm gonna be like, see, it's not just me. I'm literally the only person that I can see the mouth enough to sync up to, and I hate it.
We're gonna have to do like promo to prove that me and Juan are actually like alive. You're not just some psychopath in your own, office
Like,
talk.
this is us cutting the yard. This is us filling a glass of water.
And then everyone's
That's
just like,
great.
those are two random people. Those are the closest you found that to look like the people
those
you
look
made.
nothing like the people on the podcast.
We start showing up and they're literally like, these are fakes.
Gosh, if anybody ever cared enough, that'd be cool
Yeah, hopefully one day.
to stalk you guys. That'd be cool. That's what we're talking about. Somebody stalking you. And I'm here for it.
Honestly, if I get some more money, yeah, that's cool with me. I mean, because that's the trade-off, like if no one cares about me right now, but like if I became, some famous actor or something like that, I'm like, oh my God, I can't go to, Whole Foods without being stopped. But also I came in a Bugatti and, I'm going home to my 7,000 square foot house that I never have to clean or cook or do anything. Oh my God, woe is me, which, it sucks going out and, getting noticed and whatnot. But also you're super fucking rich. Like just kind of deal with it.
I love that. No, I love it.
Yeah.
What kind of actor do you think you would be? Like you say, a famous actor. Do you think you'd be a serious actor? Do you think you'd be a...
I probably would want to be like Chris Pratt or like Ryan Reynolds, where it's like I'm kind of just like there doing some smart ass stuff, but I'm kind of doing some action. It'd be like fun to shoot. But then also like how cool would it be to be Leonardo DiCaprio? Like literally every movie you make, they're like, he should have won an Oscar. And you're
Yes.
like, yeah.
Gosh.
Like, so it's like, do I want to just be, like, oh, he's like the hot funny guy, or do I want to be like, this is a generational actor we've had for 30 years. Every movie he makes is a goddamn, perfection.
Yes, but also it did take him eating a real live raw fish and crawling into a real dead horse carcass to win an Oscar. Do you want it to take you that much?
See,
I mean, you're an actor, so you're like, yeah, it's just part of the show. Let's keep going.
yeah.
No, I don't think most other actors are like, yep, this is just part of the show. Like,
See, I think I
freaking
could-
Ed Helms, I love him, but his scene in The Hangover where they pull that tooth out of his mouth, that's real.
They pulled his
They
tooth out?
legitimately, he was like, yeah, no, it's fine. You can pull my tooth out. It's fine.
Was the same thing that he said. If I'm rich and you're going to stalk me, then do it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I mean, if you had to think about it, you're like, oh, we're going to give you, X amount of money for this role. And then the movie ends up being like a huge success. Or like, and while you're making it, you're with like, Bradley Cooper, Zach Galifianakis, like all these like other big names.
Kim Jong, like, it's
Yeah.
going to be huge.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
So I would be like, yeah, take my tooth out. I can literally, right after we're done shooting today, probably go to a dentist and...
And that's exactly what he said.
Yeah,
He was
he's
like,
fuck it.
He was like, it's fine. Teeth aren't permanent. I'm like, but
Tax write-off.
I could get
But
some-
I mean,
Tooth.
adult teeth are kind of meant to be like, that's kind of
he's
their
got a point,
purpose.
though. That is a good tax write-off. Like, it's like a mechanic buying tools. He's like, this is a tax write-off as part of my thing. He's like,
Disability
I had
check.
to go. I had to go to the dentist for my work, and they're like, well, why? The IRS is like, well, why? And you're like, well, I'm an actor. There was a scene, and
I mean, yeah,
they
there's
wanted to
proof
pull
of
my
it.
tooth out, so I said, let's do the real one.
I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, like for like,
Gosh.
how much money do you think Leonardo DiCaprio made from The Revenant? And someone's like, you have to eat raw fish.
Let's
which,
guess.
Who doesn't love sushi?
I'm gonna look it up, but then let's guess.
I'm
Let's
gonna guess probably.
I'm gonna guess.
I'm gonna guess $10 million.
Oh fuck! I was gonna say 2 million. Fuck. Let's say I'll go 8 million. I'll go 8 million.
I was going to say 20,000.
You think Leonardo DiCaprio made $20,000? That's fantastic.
Maybe he's like Keanu Reeves, and he's like, I only netted $20K because I gave everything back to all the people.
Exactly.
Leonardo DiCaprio make in the
My guess is based off of, I think I remember reading something about a smaller actor in a smaller movie made like $5 million. So I'm like, oh, that's pretty good.
It's like the movie Friday.
But maybe they just had
Like anyone barely got paid, and it's
Yeah, it's a great movie. It just depends. But like The Revenant, you know, like Friday was like, oh, we're just like shooting with like, you know, a bunch of like friends and stuff. This was like Warner Brothers or something.
Yeah.
It was like, we're gonna get Tom Hardy and Leonardo DiCaprio.
This is actually telling me how much money he got paid for each movie, like his top grossing movies, and it didn't even make his top 8. Guess what he made the most money for?
My guess would be the Titanic. It was like the highest grossing movie. Oh, no.
The Departed.
No, it's probably Wolf of Wall Street. Damn it.
I also would have thought those 2 movies. That's 2 and 3, respectively. Titanic and Wolf of Wall Street. Number 1, Inception. I didn't even...
That makes sense.
I've never seen that movie. I did not even know he was in that movie till just now. Legitimately, if you were going to ask me, yeah, Inception. And who's the guy that's in it? I would have been, I'm pretty sure Keanu Reeves.
No, he's...
I would have told you Keanu Reeves is who the fuck was in Inception.
It's him. Tom Hardy is also in it a little bit.
Tom Hardy? And I like him.
Tom Hardy, yeah, he's in
How
it.
have I not seen this? I just thought it would look stupid. But anyways, guess how
It's
much...
so long.
Guess how much he made for it.
For Inception?
Yeah.
And it's the most money he's ever made from a movie.
Yeah, from a single film.
And,
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 25 million.
60 million.
I was gonna say 30.
Holy crap!
Guess how much he made for Titanic?
I made 60, probably like. And I you know, because you got to think. All right, Inception came out like
In 2010.
exactly. So I'm like, all right, Titanic came out in the 90s. Let's
97.
say, I'm gonna say 40.
Exactly, 40. And then Don't Look Up is actually the number 3.
Really?
Yeah, and I did watch that, and I loved that movie. I thought he was okay in it, but I just loved the movie.
He probably made, if 60 was number 1, 40 was number 2, probably less of a drop off between 2 and 3. Let's go, I would say 30.
Perfect, 30. And then Wolf of Wall Street is number 4.
At 25.
Yes. And then
Let's throw it on the fucking roulette, man.
Number 5 is one of my all-time favorites. This is one I actually personally paid 4 times to see in theaters. The Great Gatsby. And I was a part of this money he earned. I'm proud to have been a part of this number.
You're like, I'm $45 of this.
Of
20
this.
million.
20 million it is. And then number 6 is Catch Me If You Can, which I had not seen until I started dating Ben. It's a very good movie.
It's a good movie.
It's a good movie.
I don't think I've seen it.
It's with Tom Hanks.
Yeah, but it's based on a true story.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So it's very good.
It's
2002.
That one he made, if we went down from 25 to 20, it's not going to be 15. It's going to be like 17 or 18.
It's 20 again.
It's 20 again?
20 again.
Oh, man.
And then number 7, there's only 8 on this list. Number 7 is The Aviator. I've also never seen
Yeah,
that.
that one will be like 16.
20.
20. Wow.
And then number 8 was another movie that I fucking loved, but I only saw it once in theaters. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh, yeah, that's a new one. That one probably made, I mean, I've been guessing the same numbers now for like a little bit, but it probably made a little less than 20. I'm going to go 17.5.
10.
10?
And I thought it would have made, but maybe because he was like such good friends with Clint Eastwood that he was like, it's fine, I'll take a little less money because I'm working with famous people, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. So,
Also keep in mind, if you're a Leonardo DiCaprio actor, every girlfriend that you date after cast has to be younger. That's how he dates.
That's fine.
Every
I'll just-
girlfriend gets younger. So you can't,
Cass can stay in like
I was going to
pool
say,
house.
you don't get too many mistakes. Like after cast, you almost start getting illegal. So you got to make it work.
I got to be careful. I'll keep Cass in a pool house every once in a while. I'll go out and get a picture where they'll be like, see, you know, someone my age. It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. She wants to be here.
Yeah. She wants to be here. She's just stuck in the pool house in the backyard. A mile away from access to any road. That's crazy. So you're saying Leonardo DiCaprio's Oscar-winning movie, the movie he finally won an Oscar for.
Yeah, I never
isn't
even found out how much he made, but we know that he
It's
made
less
less
than
than
$10
$10 million.
million.
Which, so maybe I would
Which
have
I
been.
said 10.
Maybe
so.
I would have been closer at my first guess of 2 million.
Yeah.
Just
And what did
because
you say? You said like 5?
I thought it was.
no 20,000.
20,000? Yeah.
I thought it was a very good film, and obviously other people did because he won an Oscar for it. But it just didn't have the hype that his other movies have had. Like, I don't hear about other people going to see it. I don't think as many people saw that one.
I actually still haven't even seen it.
I own it.
You own it?
Yes.
Let's watch it right now.
I do have, I unpacked all my DVDs and I put them in the little like thing I'm using as the entertainment center. And as I was doing it, because, you know, I put them all in alphabetical order and I'm like, oh, it just looks so nice and it looks so clean and neat. And Ben from behind me is like, do you even have a DVD player?
I was going to say,
and I was like,
have that?
no, I don't right now. But you know what, Ben?
No, but these are in ABC order, so.
Yeah. And you know what?
What
I have to
could you
start
need?
somewhere. I do have a computer. Bro, I can watch them on a computer. I got people trying to just tear down my dreams. I need to hang out with Trevor more.
Just mess with your juju. Hey, man.
You just buy a console, like a gaming console for
What I need to do, because I also have some games that I actually really love to play that I can't play anymore because I don't have a PS4. But PS4s are so cheap now because of the PS5. So I think that's
Dude,
what I'm going to do.
When I was trying to buy a PS5, I would have sold it to you for like $200.
I know I mentioned it, but I think you thought I was kidding.
I think I might have thought you were.
Yeah, and it's okay.
But-
It's okay. I was like,
You
it's
could
fine.
have afterwards been like, no, I'm serious. I would have been like, fuck yeah.
Because I assumed you could also make more money selling it to someone else. So
I
I was
think I
like,
made like 50 more bucks.
yeah. So I was like, it's fine. It's fine.
Wait, so what PS4 games do you have that you would actually be like, oh, I want to play this? Like let's say we're done shooting this pod. Pff, you hit record or unrecord, whatever it is. Pause, play.
Unrecord. It's definitely called unrecord.
It's definitely called unrecord. It's gonna be that from now on.
Yep.
What are the games you have? Because I know you said Horizon Zero Dawn was like one of your favorites, and
yes,
the second one.
And that's not one that I have, unfortunately. That's one I need to go get. But the ones that I have are the ones that I loved when I was a kid. So I have the Spyro games, and I have the Crash Bandicoot games, and I fucking love them so much.
Crash Bandicoot is a good one.
I love them so much. I also have Just Dance, but that one's just more for workout. That's not like.
That's like we got the Just Dance on the Switch. Remember, we used it like probably twice, maybe 3 times, and then we haven't even used it like since. And I think we're paying like a yearly thing, maybe, where it's like $10 or something like that, and you get access to. It's basically like Spotify, but for like Just Dance. Like it's like a bunch of different, hundreds of songs or whatever.
That's
so you just
kinda
like look
cool.
up, and they have all the
Man,
different, like,
that'd be cool.
things to it.
And I think now that I live by myself, I would do it. But Just Dance is one of those games when I was living with a partner and his best friend, like I just never really felt comfortable.
Yeah, you're like, I don't want to pull this out.
I know
of the
other people
room
probably
right
wouldn't
now.
have had a problem with that. And I don't think the Haylie today would have a problem with it, but who I was back then, I was like, oh no, I'm not going to like bother anybody. I'm not going to be loud. So I just played Spyro.
And then now Haylie comes out with a sweatband and little Joy-Cons in her hand. She's like, I'm fucking ready.
Like, okay, you guys better fucking get out of the splash zone.
Oh man, the fucking splash zone.
So I feel like what projects are you working on at your house, Juan? I haven't talked to you about that in so long. Last time you were working on
the patio, deck, whatnot.
Yeah.
Not much, honestly. Well, we got the bed frame for the new bedroom set, but we only got half of it because.
You got a new bedroom set? That's exciting. Fuck.
No, because I have to put it together.
I think it's
and
exciting.
it's king size, so I'm like, oh.
I've never gotten a bedroom set. Ooh, that's so
Which
dope.
is funny because I saw the guys unloading it, and like they all grabbed one box, and they carried it, and then I was like, oh, I'm gonna carry it inside now. And I grabbed one box, and I was like, this is really heavy. How did they do it?
Just some burly dudes, man. That's all they do.
I was like, oh
Boxes
man.
of beds.
That's fantastic.
I was like, I'm just gonna pull out this little dolly and then just scoot it on.
Yeah, it is super handy. Ben bought me a dolly whenever I moved last
they're like
time,
the
and it's
best things
so
ever.
nice to
Yeah.
have one.
Trying to move without a dolly like absolutely sucks. Even like just going up and down stairs with a dolly, it's just like, pull. All right, we're up one pull. All right, we're up another pull, and it's amazing.
It's really nice.
When was the dolly invented? Like, how long did we go just, like you said, having to be some
Surely
burly
it would be
fucking
one of the
guy?
first things after the wheel, right? Like
Would it
we
be?
invent the wheel and then
That's how they unloaded milk before. So
Yeah, I'm gonna Google it.
so I'd say 1860.
1860.
I don't know.
You're gonna say 18.
Well, they're gonna be like,
I'm gonna say 1600.
I was gonna say, I think the dolly itself will probably be Yeah, like I'm gonna go like 1840 something, but I would bet you would be like, oh, here it was invented here, but
It was
according to-
commercialized like later. Or
Yeah, or like, oh, back in ancient Egypt they had this type of thing. It's like 1998,
2001.
Okay, I'm going to need to search on the web because this
2015.
apparently Dolly is also the name of the very first cell that was ever cloned. So that happened in 1995, and that's clearly not when the Dolly was invented.
Impressive.
Or Dolly on wheels or something.
Yeah, a hand truck. That's what some people call it. Maybe you got to do that.
And now it's telling me about a camera dolly. That was invented in 1907. God damn it. A hand truck.
Yeah, try hand
also
truck.
known as hand trolley, dolly, stack truck, trundler, box cart, sack barrow,
a
cart sack
trundler?
truck, two-wheeler, or bag barrow.
I am calling it a trundler from now on.
Trundler, yes.
Trundler. Can you get the trundler? This is heavy.
Hey, Cass, I'm about to drop this. Quick, get the
trundler, my trundler.
Cass, get the fucking trundler. And then you break your back and you're like, what the fuck? I was clear. I could not have been more clear. So sack trucks were originally used in the 18th century. So that is the 1700s.
Oh man.
So I was a little early because I said 1600.
Well, I guess it's when they started making farming tools.
Also,
Yeah, probably to like stack.
Also, we have a piano tilter, which is a type of hand truck for moving an upright piano without damaging it.
Is that the one?
Unlike a traditional dolly, which pivots around a smaller wheel or point, the piano tilter has large curved sections to gently tilt an upright piano.
Can I see the piano tilter? I had to move a piano one time. I'm fucking wondering what tool I should have used.
Unfortunately,
There's no picture.
there's no picture. But maybe I can. But now that I know it's called a piano tilter, let me Google
Because we just
piano
use like
tilter.
one of those is like, a wooden board.
Rental. Oh shit, we can rent these bitches.
What? Home Depot?
Oh god, at like Piano World. Oh god. That's images. Let me go to images. I wouldn't even know how to fucking use that. Okay, so you like slide it on.
That makes sense.
And then you just
Yeah, it looks like you slide it on and then you flip it along because all
Show
the
Juan.
pianos have the like little curved side. That actually would have been a lot easier.
I was gonna say because there's those two different kinds of
That's-
pianos. So like the baby grand piano and then the one that like made out of wood that's
Yep.
like flat.
We had to
on the
move.
back.
that one it's not as big of a deal to move. It's
Yeah.
probably like the grand pianos that God, that's insane.
Yeah, we had to move a baby grand and it was like such a hassle. And all we had was the little. It wasn't
That's so cool
a
though.
dolly. It was basically like, two like 4 2x4s, kind of like nailed in like a square type of thing with the 4 wheels on the bottom. So like we literally had. It was like me, my dad, and my friend Chaz all are trying to like hold it up and move it like out of my grandma's house.
Oh,
and, like, get it
man.
downstairs. Oh, it was
Oh man, that would be so anxiety
so
inducing for
nerve-wracking.
me.
And then because we were only getting it because I think it was we were getting it because my grandma passed away, and we went down to Vegas to get all of her stuff. But my brother likes to play piano, and then it's just been sitting in the garage. Like we just have a fucking baby grand piano.
That's so cool though.
Yeah.
It is cool to have one.
It's like everybody would just be like, you'd come over, like have some drinks, and someone would be like, "Can I just?" I'd be like, "I don't care. Go play it. Do whatever." Like it's probably not tuned or anything really.
Clean the dust off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's like just boxes of stuff probably on top of it. But that bitch was heavy. I remember that sucked.
I have all of my notes here for all of my different job interviews and all of the stuff that I took.
You took notes for job interviews?
Yeah, because it's how I fight my anxiety because I don't know what's going to happen. So I just write down everything they say and then maybe I'll be ready for whatever happens. That's what I tell myself.
You're like, they're all.
And then
gonna
I
ask
clean my house and I just go over all these scenarios and I'm like, okay, so then if they throw a drink in my face, this is how I'll react. Like things that would never happen.
You're like, and because I have a clean house, they're gonna think I'm a good person. Like they're gonna be like, come by and be like, oh.
If for some reason they needed to do a home inspection, that's what I tell myself. It's fine.
Could you imagine? They're like, and the third step in this interview process, actually, we're gonna come to your home unannounced. I just hope that you're ready for us.
That would suck. What type of job would that, do you think would be a legitimate, I guess like if you're going to adopt, people come and I want to adopt. So that's going to be
not a job though.
Yeah, I was about to say.
No, that's not a job. That's not a job, but that is something that I'm going to have to face. I don't think there is a job probably where they can inspect your home.
Now you're going
I'd
to
say
go
like
The
the
CIA.
FBI or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
You're going to be a secret agent. Now, the freaking, when you go to adopt, they're going to like pull up this podcast. They're going to be like, so you just want a paycheck from this, don't you?
No, I love.
I was gonna say maybe a caretaker.
Because
They got to make sure your living conditions are good so you can help someone else.
Yeah. Yeah. I immediately thought like when you said caretaker though, like a person taking care of like a graveyard.
That's what I thought of too. And I
No,
was
that's
like,
called grave digger.
no, a caretaker, like a
Really?
caretaker
Yeah,
of the
they call them
cemetery.
caretaker, yeah.
Yeah.
And they
Because
pretty
it's
much-
nicer than dead people watcher. So, caretaker.
Yeah, what do you do? Oh, I mow the lawns around
The
your loved
tombstones.
ones. Keep
I
it
make
nice and
sure-
short so when you want to visit grandma, you're not getting bit by a tick.
I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Because whenever I needed to go and drive, oh my gosh, have I told you the story about when I got my first tattoo? And I had to, I was getting my first tattoo, and the night before I went to get my tattoo, because I was in high school, okay? So I was dumb. I was like, oh, and this wasn't my first tattoo. This was my second tattoo, but I wanted it to be my first. When I went and got my first tattoo, they said no, they wouldn't let me do this. So this is the first one that I wanted to get. Yeah, they were fucking assholes. They were like, we don't think you can handle this as a first tattoo. I have a whole side piece on my ribs that took like 6.5 hours to sit for. Grown ass men were walking by me at the tattoo convention and they were like, how is she awake? And I just couldn't even speak to them because I was focusing on through the pain. And so my tattoo artist was like, she's a trooper. Please keep moving. And
Yeah.
I was like, thank you.
You're actually bothering me. I'm going to fuck up this line. Get out of here.
But so the night before I was going to get my tattoo, it's a tattoo that says remember, and it has a breast cancer ribbon, and it has the date that my grandmother died, which I got from my father. So I just trusted it, assumed it was right. But in my anxiety brain, the night before I get my tattoo, I think, you know what? I better just make sure.
Yeah.
Then my dad knows the date because he was 3 when she died. He might not fucking had the date right. And he told me that it was July 19th. And I was like, okay.
And it was October 12th.
No. But so I called my grandpa first because he was married to the woman. He for sure is going to know. It was the day that he was able to drink again without being supervised. So like he would remember that day. And I called him and he said, yeah, it was July 20th. And I was like, okay, well, Dad told me that it was the 19th. So you're pretty positive it's the 20th. And he said, well, I mean, I am 78, so call Allison because she'll for sure remember. And Allison is the older sister, so she was 12, I think, maybe when her mom died. So yeah, she might remember. I called her up, July 15th. And I was like, okay, well, I'm fucked. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna have a tattoo with either 3 dates or just July. I'll just July of this year because we don't know what happened.
72.
So then my only solution, I was like, well, what am I going to do? And I was talking to my best friend, Alex, at the time, and she was hanging out with me, and her boyfriend, James, was there. James, I was also very good friends with. We actually have the same birthday. And my friend Alex was like, well, you know what we could do? We could go check her headstone. And I was like, bet, let's go check her headstone. Let me find out where she's buried. Ulysses, Kansas, 5.5 hours away. Mm-hmm. I didn't have a car that could drive 5.5 hours. At the time, the car that I had was like on its last leg and it could barely, like if I stopped too long at a stoplight, it stalled out. So I was like, this car is not going to make the trip. So
just tuck and roll when you get there.
So not only, keep in mind, I'm 18. Okay. So, I mean, I am like an adult, but I still live with my mom, and my mom didn't know I did this. So I still was like, yeah, great idea. We can definitely drive 5.5 hours tonight. Cause keep in mind, it's already 6 p.m. I'm like, yeah, we have enough time to drive there and turn around and drive back and make my tattoo. We just need a car. So I call my friends, and I stupidly have an awesome friend at the time who was like, yeah, sure. I just need it for work tomorrow. And I was like, I will return it clean and with a full tank of gas. And she was like, yeah, sure. And she just gave me her car, and we drove. And I remember I went with my friends Alex and James because I wanted people to take shifts like driving with me. And James didn't want to go. He's like, no, I don't want to fucking drive all that way. And I was like, you have to, because we have the same birthday. And I was actually born on my grandmother's birthday, which I actually was. And he was like, and I don't know why, but he was just like,
he's like, yeah,
fine,
that's the
okay,
law of the land.
You're right. We all had the same birthday, so I have to go. And so we drive there. We get to the grave. Lo and behold, my grandfather was correct. I always should have. I should have trusted the man. I mean, come on, it's
I love how he was like, yeah, but I am old as fuck.
Right.
You might want to ask someone else.
So we get there. I see it. As I'm looking at the grave, because now that I'm there, I'm also kind of paying my respects to her. I'm like, I haven't actually been to this grave before. Like, this is insane. This is kind of emotional for me. Fucking James behind me is like, oh, hey, there's actually just like a national database. I just typed in your grandmother's name and I found the day that she died. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me, bro? Why would you even tell me that exists at this point? Just shut the fuck up. Turn your phone off. You know it for you. Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
Or at least tell me when we're back.
Don't tell me.
After the whole trip has been done.
It was oh God, it was such a long drive back.
Because you're about to have like, this emotional
it was such a long drive back.
And then he's like, hey, we actually didn't have to do any of this. And you're like, ugh.
Yeah, after we're already there and I'm staring at her grave, he's like, oh, she died July 20th, 1975. And I was like, I don't want to talk to you anymore. Stop. Shut up.
And you're like, fuck you. I don't like that you were born on our birthday.
I know. My grandma and I are pissed at you. Leave.
So how do you guys, your grandma was buried.
Yes.
Do you want to be buried or cremated or what?
I don't know. I thought about that, but I wasn't sure. I was like, I don't know.
Well, don't just assume you got time to decide, guy.
Well,
I almost got electrocuted just
you would have turned into ashes, so you were half cremated there.
Yeah.
I actually do want to be cremated, so that works.
Yeah?
Yeah. I want to be cremated and then preferably planted with a tree. I know they have those super cool things now where you can like be buried as a pod and your body can decompose and turn into a tree, but that's hella expensive. Just put my ashes in a bag with a new tree.
Yeah, I think for me it just depends who's going to carry me on next, if that makes sense.
Like if you're like, oh, my kids are going to
yeah, like what if I have
ashes
kids?
and then,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like that's why I can't think about it now because I'm like, well, I don't know.
I told my
the hospital's just gonna dump me in the trash can.
I was gonna say,
there you go, bye.
It doesn't matter if you have kids, like what?
No,
whether
but
or not you want to be buried or cremated.
Well, yeah, because someone has to decide for you.
But I mean, so like, if you didn't,
hey doctor, before you kill me, just cremate me.
If you didn't have kids, you're saying you might want to be cremated, but then like if you had kids, you might want to be buried.
I guess so, yeah, something like that.
So that way they had like a place where they could come and pay your bills and stuff.
Okay, and see. Freaking okay, so my ex, whenever his grandma died, they had obviously a funeral with, I was a little confused. They had a funeral with like a viewing and an open casket.
I hate open caskets.
But so I also hate open caskets, and there was of course a huge fight about it in the family because there were family members that were like swearing on their life. No, that's not what she would have wanted. She specifically wanted to be cremated. Like she didn't want people to see her, and they did end up cremating her afterwards because that is what she wanted. But there were people that married into the family that were like, no, I think she would have wanted us to be able to say goodbye our way. And so that's what they did.
You're like, look, you were married into the family. Let's just
right.
not try to change.
But I was just sitting there trying not to laugh because
I think at that point
I laugh in uncomfortable situations. But so they kind of did both. But anyways, when they cremated her, they split up her ashes and sent her to each of the grandchildren.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd want my body split.
up.
I don't know if I would care. I like, why are you holding on to me? I think that's weird. Put me somewhere. Put me in the water or put me
Well, I just think
in the ground.
it depends on how much you affected people that they want to keep you around or not.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to affect anybody.
Oh, come on.
In a
They're
positive
definitely going
way.
to throw you away into the
Yeah.
ocean or something.
I mean, we talked about how I would die 100 years ago.
The person, what's their name? The person who works with the dead bodies. They have a name. Their job.
The mortician?
The mortician.
Yeah.
The mortician's like, "What do you want done with this?" You're like, "Oh, throw it away. Isn't that just dirt?" And they're like, "Oh, this is your mother."
Yeah, definitely.
Dirt.
Honestly, if they're my real children, they wouldn't even have showed up to the mortician. They'd be like, "We have an unclaimed body. Those are my children." They did what mother asked. Leave my body somewhere so the city will pay for my burial.
That's actually. Well, she died of a
At
heart
Waste
attack. I don't
Management.
know how.
And we can go find her in this unmarked grave. It's in row 45 and it's 46 over. And they just,
over.
and it's, wow, this
She
blank
just has a
stone.
number.
We know this is where she is. Love you, mama. And it's like the city officials monitoring the grave sites are like, that family is here every month. And it kind of seems like they're pretty certain who's in there.
They're like, number 47. That's our mom. That's for sure our mom.
What about you? What do you want done?
I told my friends to like throw me in a ditch.
Mm-hmm.
Like just my whole like I don't know if it's possible. Well, I always joked that I wanted one of my friends to go to the mortician, go to some shady mortician in like Missouri or like Mississippi or something.
Okay.
Take a leg off
Of you.
of me. A whole what was it?
Steal a leg?
It's like 3.5, 4 foot a leg worth of leg or whatever.
Oh my God.
It's a lot of leg.
You have
and
a
then
lot
I
of
want
leg.
him to make it into a leg lamp. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And then when people are like, "Oh my God, that's an interesting hairy tattooed leg lamp," where'd you get that? And he's like, "That's actually my best friend."
That's my best friend, Trevor.
But I said, "Yeah, I donate my body to science. Take whatever you can get. You're only getting one eye, probably, good heart. I'm assuming the rest of my organs are fine. But
You're only getting one eye.
yeah, I said after that, like, just throw me in like a ditch and because like."
Naturally decomposed.
Like, let the dirt and all the worms and stuff like eat me. Because like if you get a coffin, over, I'm sure now they're better, but like over years and years, like don't like some coffins explode underground or something because of like when your body decomposes. But it's probably different now that a mortician.
Oh,
actually-
like they come. Oh.
You know what I mean? Or at
Because your
least-
body would release gases and it would
Yes.
like make the
So
the coffin combust.
Yeah,
I
it
bet.
might be like an old problem. They
I
probably don't have
bet.
that now. But I just.
But
said,
if you
like,
go to a shady mortician,
Exactly,
probably
I'm
not
like,
doing it right. So yeah, your
yeah,
coffin's
see,
probably
there we
gonna
go.
blow up.
Yeah, so I'm
That's
like,
great.
don't.
Just an empty coffin.
I just need my buddy to take me there and be like, look, I want a leg, whichever one he likes the tattoos on more. And then, get all the stuff out for science or whatever if they do that before at the hospital. I don't know. I'm not a
Yeah.
fucking mortician.
Yeah.
And then after that, whatever's left over literally was like just, go on a pretty hike or something, have, my strongest friends carry me, whatever's left of my body, It's going to make it a lot lighter cutting a whole leg off. So
For
it's gonna be
sure.
easier.
Yeah.
But then I said, yeah.
I feel like legs are the heaviest limbs of the
That's
body.
what I'm saying. So I was like, look, go up to Tahoe, somewhere in the the forest, just find this spot, and then just toss me in a ditch somewhere. And if anyone asks you what you're doing, just pull out my will. And even if it's illegal, then just be like, well, it's my best friend's will.
This is what he wanted.
We're all 70 something. Can you just fucking cut us some slack? I hope that park ranger's like,
Honestly,
sure.
a group of 70-year-old men just hanging out, walking around with a leg. I don't
No,
know.
the body.
A body with no legs.
Oh yeah,
a body with
sorry.
one leg.
A body with no leg.
A body with
They
one leg.
probably
No
sorry,
organs.
Sorry, one leg.
One
sorry.
leg, no organs that would be useful because I already donated it.
Right.
Possibly no skin because they can do that now.
They can take skin grafts. Right.
So like a
They'll
skinless
probably
one
just
leg.
think you're a regular old man.
Yeah.
If you're being propped up with your other friends, they probably won't realize you're dead.
They're like, who's that super red old man? He must have got sunburned as hell at the nude beach.
Thank God he has some old man friends because I'm not going to want to clean that up. Oh my gosh. I did want to tell you guys though, I found The best new show. I'm sad though because I've already watched all the episodes, but oh my gosh, it's my new like my new sin show. I'm not telling other people that I watch this show though, like in our personal lives, so don't tell people because I'm embarrassed by it.
Well, we won't tell anyone.
It's on TLC.
Oh man.
And it's called I Love a Mama's Boy. Oh my gosh. These women are intense. And so I just needed to talk to you guys about this. And I needed to figure out if you were in this situation with your girlfriends, I needed to know how you would act. I needed to know. Okay. So, and when I talk about mama's boys, like, yeah, there were moms that would do the weird things. Like there were moms that shaved their son's back still, and they were in their 30s.
Whoa.
In their 30s.
Whoa.
Like the son's in the 30s?
Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah.
And their mother
Shaves their back for them. And they have girlfriends. The girlfriend
and their
does not-
girlfriends are like, this is normal.
the girlfriend's like, this sucks. I really wish he would like try to give me more attention. Like that's because obviously it is a TV show, so it's not women that are okay with it. It's women that are like, hey, can you please get some separation from your mom because this isn't healthy? And the sons are like, I don't see a problem.
They're like, I don't know what you're talking
Like some of them really don't know it's an issue.
as their mom is
There is a
shaving
mom
their back.
And there was a mom that went and picked out lingerie with her son, like for his girlfriend.
Oh.
And then while they were there, she said, oh, that's kind of cute. And
She's like, I think her tits would look great. In
and
this.
her son was like, yeah, that is cute. So he bought it.
Oh.
And then she says, well, I mean, I'm kind of her size, right? I mean, maybe I would like it. He bought his mom the same one. Like, it's my new favorite show. I can't get enough. I can't get enough of the weird ass sons because I was in a relationship with a mama's boy for a very long time, but it was not to this extent. I thought I had it bad. These women, I'm like, y'all are brave, but you don't need to put up with it. No man is worth it. No man is worth it.
I could never take my mom with me lingerie shopping. If I did get past that point, I could never pick out the lingerie that my mom picked. And then if I did get past that point, and my mom was like, well, she's about the same size as me, and I think I would like it in, red.
It was the same color.
I couldn't buy it for her. And then let's just say I got past that point somehow.
Oh my God.
And then I'm there. It's time. My wife has it on. How are you not going to think of your mom the moment she comes out with that on?
I think that's what he needs.
Like,
It's so weird. When you get to that point, that's weird. And okay, but see, so what's crazy is then the mom has the gall to walk out wearing it. And the girlfriend looks at it and goes, is that what you bought for me? And he's like, yeah, isn't it cute? Mom liked it too. And she was like, you don't see anything wrong with that? Surprise, surprise. That's a relationship that ends up ending. Most of these couples you don't see for more than 2 seasons.
Well, yeah.
Because they just, if it's a woman that like knows what she deserves and knows what a healthy relationship should be, they're not going to stay around.
Yeah.
But I had to know. So there's this one, I have to know what you would do in this situation. So there's the same gentleman who
bought his mother and girlfriend the same lingerie.
No, the one who has his mom shave his back in the 30s.
I don't know which is worse.
And he lives with his mom.
First off,
31.
Why the fuck are you shaving your back?
He is.
Are you that hairy?
He's Persian.
Can't relate.
He's Persian?
Yeah. But so he said that they would understand that in the culture. He said, I mean, Persian guys get it. And I was like,
They're supposed to be hairy.
I don't think they get mom shaving. No,
Yeah.
I don't think they get that. I don't think
they're
get
like,
it.
It's like, oh yeah,
Hey, it's free.
It could be free for your partner to do it.
It just costs some lingerie.
Like, Jesus, yes. Okay, but so it's that mother-son relationship, right? His mother is Afghani, so she wants him to marry a woman that she picks out. He has already done that. He married a woman that she picked out, and it actually ended in divorce. So he was like, I don't want to do that again. I want to find my own partner. So he's trying to get his mom to accept his partner, Emily. Surprise, surprise. mom hates Emily because she didn't pick her.
Yeah.
So the whole season is Shakib. He is trying all these different situations, all these different scenarios to try to get his mom and his girlfriend together so that his mom will actually give his girlfriend a chance. But it's like as soon as she enters the room, his mom makes faces and like calls her a pig and says, why are you here? You need to leave. So I have been proud of him. Every time his mom actually like started calling her names and degrading her, he was like, Mom, no, that's not okay. You're not going to treat someone like this. That's not okay. And then he would leave with her. So like he understood that was too far. But so his mom one day is finally like, hey, if you want me to meet Emily, you want me to really give her a chance, I'll go to lunch with you. I'll go to lunch with you guys. So this is what I need. I need you guys to tell me what you would do in this situation. You're showing up with your girlfriend. It already hasn't been great. Your girlfriend's kind of like, I don't really want to do this. I'm very guarded, but okay.
Your mom hates me. This isn't
right. You show up to the restaurant and you see your mom sitting with a young Afghani woman. What do you do?
I would leave. Right.
Just turn around and leave.
Yeah, I'd be like, this isn't worth it. She brought some other chick.
What would you do?
I'd still pull up.
Yeah, turn around and leave. That's exactly.
No, I still pull up.
Oh,
like,
no, you
do the
pull
dinner.
up?
Yeah.
You would do the dinner?
I'm hungry. I'm trying to eat. So
that's what Shakib did. He just went and sat down. He was like, he saw her and was like, oh my God. And he stepped back because he immediately was like, my mom's trying to fucking set me up right now. But
like,
then,
this motherfucker.
But then I think he didn't want to give his mom I think he didn't want to assume bad. So then he was like, you know what? Let's go. And so they did approach the table. But then as soon as they sat down and got introduced, Shakib was like, who is this? Why are you here? Who is she in relation to you? And that's when his mom was like, well, this is a woman that I just think would do very well for you. And the poor woman had no idea Shakib was dating someone because obviously that's not what the mom's psychotic. The mom's not going to tell the girlfriend that.
I have a son and he's great.
And she looked
little hairy on the back, but don't worry, we shaved on Wednesday.
She's like deer in the headlights, poor girl. She's just like, and then of course she's being interviewed by the camera team afterwards and she was like, I just wanted to leave. I mean, I was interested in meeting Shakib, but not like this. I shouldn't be here. And I was like, yeah, everyone can see that this situation is not okay, except for the mom. The mom was just like,
see, that's why you go. You stay there and you're like, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's insane.
Just prove her wrong.
That's insane.
I would just be like, I'm not dealing with this. I'm out. We're leaving. Fuck it. If my mom saw me, I'd be like this on the way out. Just flip her off. Be like, I'm out of here. What the hell?
Seriously, I was so disappointed. I was like, damn, like you really are trying to give someone the benefit of the doubt and like have a really good relationship with someone, but it's just not working. Oh,
I really have to pee.
I was going to say that bathroom's functional again.
Up in there now?
I'll move.
I'll just go under.
Okay.
No, there's more room on this side.
The bathroom I got soap in there. I got a hand towel in there. I got toilet paper in there. I got a backup roll of toilet paper. I got so much shit in there. I'm trying to think. I mean, there were just so many different things that those freaking mothers would do. And I would feel so bad. Oh, there was there's a couple that's like getting married. And the mom is wanting to take over the wedding decorations, the wedding planning or whatever. Yeah. And so they go to pick out the the son's tux, and the daughter is wanting something classic, something that's either like a dark blue or a dark gray, because those are the colors of the base color of the wedding is going to be that. And then their accent colors are like beige and white or whatever. But so it's just something very nice, very well fitting, but very sleek, like a really nice suit. The mom goes with them, and the first suit that they try on is fucking bright red and paisley. It's literally something that you would wear if you worked at a showroom in Vegas. Like it was so tacky.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine. And
then freaking when she was saying like, hey, this isn't the poor bride is just like, you know, I don't think this is going to go with anything in our wedding. I don't think this is going to match anything. The girls are wearing beige and you know, the colors are, and the mom like cuts her off and says, well, you're going to be wearing white. So white goes with anything. And I'm going to be walking down the aisle with him. So I'll just get a dress that matches that.
What?
What?
Is this the same mom?
No, this is a different couple, a couple that were getting married.
Ah.
And they already have like kids together. So she's just kind of in, and that sucks.
Yeah.
And see, there's another couple. They have 2 kids and they've been together for 10 years. They get married. Motherfucker invites his mom on their honeymoon and doesn't tell his wife. Yeah. Wow. And then when the wife finds out, his explanation, his reasoning
for it.
He was like, well, because I thought if we brought the kids, then she could like watch them.
And you're like, don't bring any of them.
That's what she said. She said, it's a honeymoon. You don't bring kids or family.
Yeah.
It's just the husband and wife.
The only way that's okay is if you're like super rich, because then your honeymoon is like 2 weeks and you're like, well, I have 5 days where like our families are here to spend with us. But then it's like you got.
Or if you can afford to buy like a whole separate hotel and you're like, you guys just go over there and we're over here.
Yeah.
But
like, we're in room 212.
And they
she's
all
in 213.
I was gonna say, and they all ended up staying at in the same room. And then of course, because they're at like a resort, the mom is like, wow, this is like my first vacation. I never got a honeymoon. And so she just leaves and goes day drinking and leaves the kids. And so it's not a honeymoon at all. The bride is like, this is insane. We're taking a second trip. You realize that. This is a family vacation. That's exactly what she said. She said, this is a family vacation. So after this, we're going on an actual honeymoon. Yeah. Right? Like that's happening.
She's like, we're going to Germany, just the 2 of us. Like, let's relax a little bit.
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane.
And what's this show called?
I Love a Mama's Boy.
I Love a Mama's Boy.
I Love a Mama's Boy. And so as soon as I saw the title, I was like, you know what? Normally I wouldn't have watched a show like that because I think it would trigger me because I used to be in a relationship with a mama's boy. So I'd be like, no, I think it's just going to remind me of my terrible past. But then I was like, no, I think it's going to make me feel good that other people are going through these struggles. Bitch, it makes me feel amazing that other people are going through shit way worse than I ever had it. I'm sitting there and I'm like, ooh, Emily, stand up for yourself, bitch. Stand up.
Get that honeymoon without the kids and your mother-in-law.
Yes, like I'm like, Janet doesn't need to be there. Fuck you, Janet. Who the fuck is you? Like I get
his own back.
Ben can tell when I've been watching those shows because he'll come over and he'll be like, hey, sorry, I'm late. And I'll come around the corner and I'm like, bitch, where the fuck was you? I knew you were late. I was like, and he's like, okay. You don't need to be throwing me all the sass that you want to throw at your TV shows.
He's like, TLC is not here right now. Well, let's.
But yeah, I've already watched all the episodes and it makes me so sad. But don't worry, another season is coming out.
It's going to be like the new Bachelor, except it's just constantly finding mama's boys.
I love it.
See,
I don't normally watch reality TV, but that I love.
See, now they have to do the opposite, but with like daddy's girls.
I was thinking about that.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you got to have it like both ways,
Thinking about that.
Obviously, I don't think it's ever going to get as weird as, oh my God, my dad shaves my back.
Okay.
But
so after I finished all the episodes of I Love a Mama's Boy, I was like, I need my fix. I need another unhealthy relationship. So I was searching.
I need more shitty American TV.
Because I don't have any, I think it's something that it's like as I get older and I learn more about what healthy relationships are and I set boundaries in my own life and I have like just a happier life and I have more healthy relationships. I don't want the drama for myself, but I kind of miss hearing about drama from other people.
Well, it's nice, like, okay, I shouldn't say it's nice, but like when there's drama and you're kind of like on the outskirts of it and, you don't really have to deal with any of the
my favorite place to be.
Yeah, you're like,
drama.
I just get to hear all the, all the tea and hang out.
But I don't have to go through it because I've been here and I don't want to.
I can just go home and like relax. I don't actually have to do anything. I can just be like, this is so crazy.
But at the same time, it's like, why do I need to be punished because I have healthy relationships and I set boundaries? Like, why should I be punished and not have any more juicy drama? I'll watch reality TV.
Well, that's like the difference between like if you look at like the Australian Bachelor versus like the American Bachelor. The American Bachelor is always like, oh, you know, he's a finance bro who made it to like an NFL practice squad and all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, the Australian one's like, he's a nuclear physicist.
Oh,
and
shit.
he also looks like Ryan Reynolds. Yeah.
Oh,
so all of ours is like
That's impressive.
It's like failed college athletes that do your like stereotypical.
And we think that's the best.
And they're like, oh, this is the best we can do.
That's
and then,
so sad.
Like there was, oh man, who was I talking with the other day? And I think it was about the Australian Bachelor or something like that. But one of the guys was like, oh, I'm an astrophysicist. No, I was talking with, we were having a game night with one of our friends the other day. And
low-key brag that he has friends outside of us. It's cool.
This dude was a soil physicist.
The friend that you played with?
The friend that we played the games with, so it was like our friends.
I'm starting to think this isn't a real friend.
No, it's our friend's new like boo thing.
I think you just hired a soil physicist because you...
No, he's a soul physicist. He has a little bit of a southern drawl, so he says. So people always think he says a soul physicist. And one of our other friends, he was like, "Oh, I'm a soul physicist." One of our other friends looked at him, literally like, "We figured out ghosts were real. What the fuck?" And he was like, "No, soil." So it's like a lot of just like he said, like water retention and water like moving through soil and whatnot, whatever.
Oh my gosh! But I bet he could totally help me with my Tyranitarium.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, that's so cool.
He would literally
continue.
be like, "Oh, weekly you need 3 spritz of water, and the soil's going to do this
Dude,
and that."
that's
blah, blah,
so
blah.
cool.
Crazy. But he said
Terrarium. That's what they're called.
was out with like one of his friends, and they were drinking, and his friend is like an astrophysicist or someone he knows as an astrophysicist.
Do all physicists just fucking hang out together? Because not all my friends are. Oh yeah, no. All my friends are accountants.
Yeah,
Never mind.
that's how it goes. And then so he was out and he was drinking with his buddy who's like an astrophysicist or something like that. And this girl comes up to him and is like, "Oh, like, what do you do for a living?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm an astrophysicist." And she instantly goes, "Oh my God, so are you like a Capricorn?"
What?
Yeah, she instantly was like, "Oh my God,
that's
astrology!"
fantastic.
Like, and he was just like, basically told her like that stuff isn't real, and she was like, he was like, "Oh, I don't know what it is. My birthday's like May 17th," and she was like, "Oh my God, you're a Gemini."
Oh my God. Well, I mean,
And
that
then
is
she,
true.
like-
Fuck Geminis. I don't fuck with Geminis, but that's really
It
lame.
was so funny because this guy's like an astrophysicist, and he's like, "I guess I don't fucking know," and she was like. She like just like walked away. Was like, "I promised I would never date a Gemini again." And this guy's
Bitch, you
like-
weren't close with this one.
he's like, "Well, first
No
off,
worries.
bitch, like, that's from 2,000 years ago. So
Oh, God
the way the
damn.
Earth is shifted, it's technically you're supposed to
It's
be like
probably not even anymore.
no, yeah, you're supposed to be like 2 back or like 2 forward, one of the two. I don't know. I saw Bill Nye
Interesting.
talk about it where he was basically like, "Look, this is how BS astrology is back in the year, when they were doing all this, whether it was the Greeks or the Romans or whoever." Those were the constellations that were above during those dates. But the way the Earth has like
Interesting.
spun and tilted and stuff like that, it actually over time has like moved. So like
I need to look that up.
I think I'm an Aquarius, but like technically I should be like either whatever it goes like Sagittarius, Aquarius, whatever the one before Sagittarius is or
Pisces?
something like that. Maybe. I don't know.
I was going to say, I could see you being a Pisces. That would make sense to me.
Yeah. See.
Oh, or you could be. No, you wouldn't be a Scorpio.
I just know I have no retrogrades. I remember one of my friends told me that when we did the thingy.
And see, I don't know what retrograde means.
See, they
Like, is that the stuff that makes you angry?
I don't know.
I don't know, but you don't have any.
I don't have any. Yeah, they were like. And
So, like, he also Juan also has no retrogrades.
I don't know. You need like.
I have 17. How do I get less retrogrades?
I don't know.
Why was I born in a...
You get born at a different time. Yeah.
Mom.
Tell your mom to hold you for another 15 minutes.
Well, I was 2 weeks late. I did it to myself.
Man.
I did it to myself.
I think I was 5 days late, but then I literally was like I came out. My mom was like, my mom literally thought she wasn't gonna make it to the hospital because like where we were living and then where the like bigger hospital was probably about like 45 minutes away.
Yeah.
And I think my mom was like, yeah, like in total with like when my mom was like, "Oh, I'm going into labor," to
Yeah,
like when I was in her hands and stuff like that, she was like, it was a couple of hours.
See,
And that was it.
that would be fucking nice. And my stepmom, Jennifer, I'm pretty sure she had births like that. My mom, I was born 2 weeks late, and then she was in labor with me for 42 hours. I'm a cunt. I was just a cunt all the way around. It wasn't good. I was late, and then I was like, JK, I don't want to come out yet. Like, it just wasn't good.
It was like my brother was a long labor I think my sister was like a big baby. And
So
then,
she ripped your poor mom.
And then my mom was literally like, I thought I was going to have you in the car.
Oh my gosh, I did. There's another TV show that I started because I was trying to find something else to watch. It's nothing like I Love a Mama's Boy, but it's a TV show about an OBGYN, and he was assisting another OBGYN on her first birth. And so he was like, you've got it. Like, he didn't want to touch at all. And so she was like, what do I do? And she was just really freaking out. And he was like, just make sure she doesn't rip. Make sure she doesn't rip. And then the doctor just finally like is struggling, and then like gets the baby out and pulls the baby out like kind of quickly, and then hands the baby to the mom. And the experienced OBGYN is just like close to the new one, is like, I thought I told you not to let her rip. And I was like, oh my God, like, ooh, that sucks. Y'all can prevent that and you didn't? That sucks. But I was gonna say the closest thing I ever got to that type of comment of like stupidity, not that I made, I've had lots of those, but one that was made to me was, it's always by men, and it's always when they find out I read. It'll first of all, you can learn that I read books, and you can just be like, hey, that's cool.
Yeah.
You don't need
What kind of books do you like?
Yeah. You don't need to be overly interested. You don't need to put on some type of show like books, because when guys tell me they play video games, I'm like, that's cool. I'm not like, oh man, do you play Warcraft? Like, I don't say shit wrong, and because I'm not dumb. I don't know shit, so I don't talk about it. And I think a guy, whenever he learned that I read books, and he was trying to hit on me in a bar.
Yeah,
I don't know.
books too.
He was like, oh, so what book are you reading right now? And I said, well, right now I'm reading Animal Farm. And he was like, I'm in adult books. I was like, Animal Farm by George Orwell.
You should have been like,
he also wrote 1984. And he was like, oh.
You should have just looked at him and been like, I have trouble with anything bigger than a picture book. So if you could help me out with that.
It's a comic strip.
I should have. But so when I was trying to look for another TV show to replace the unhealthy relationship, surprisingly, things like The Bachelor or things like 90 Day Fiance, that doesn't appeal to me. That's not something that I want to watch, even though those are a lot of times unhealthy relationships, and that's like a lot of drama. I don't know why. That's like, it doesn't interest me. I found a show called Smothered. And this is about the super close relationship between a mother and daughter. And I was like, I don't know if that would have the same level of drama as a son and mother, but let me just try. One episode, I'm sucked in. It's fantastic. It's not as good as I Love a Mama's Boy. Fucking mothers and daughters sharing bath water. Not taking a bath at the same time, mind you. I said sharing bath water.
So like the mom would take a bath and then the
daughter gets in.
And the daughter's like a grown woman.
The daughter is 29. Yep. Grown woman.
So they live together?
They have only ever lived together.
Oh.
She's never lived with anyone.
Is the
else.
mom divorced from the dad?
Yes.
Okay. See.
And the mom literally said in the interview by herself, she said, I would be happy if it was just me and Janet for the rest of my life. I don't need another partner. I don't even need a man. She is the love of my life. And I was like, that's unhealthy.
Yeah, you were like, look, you can.
That's so not
How is the
okay.
camera crew comfortable being there?
Right?
For all of this, like.
Right? Maybe they're like me. They're all really healthy people, and they're like, I just have to get my fix. I'm unhealthy.
To know that there's people like that, like,
I know. I couldn't be like, they're filming them getting out of the bath and then the daughter getting in the bath. I don't want to see that.
See, I would be the cameraman or like the sound guy that they're like, he was kind of rude. When we were filming the bathtub scene, he giggled and then said, we asked him what was wrong, and he just said, don't worry about it.
Yeah, probably.
You can hear him on the sound chuckling.
And the producers on I Love a Mama's Boy, they seemed like to really empathize with a lot of the girlfriends, because a lot of times, yeah, these girls are just being obliterated and rolled over.
How were the boyfriends reacting on the mother-daughter one?
Okay, so they definitely don't, they're not as confrontational as the women are. So that's what I think lets the mother-daughter relationship go on longer sometimes than the mother-son relationship will, because women are like, hey, that's not healthy. And the men are like, it's weird, but I don't know how to say anything. Like, I know she loves her mom. She told me at the beginning she's really close with her mom, so I don't know how to say anything.
And it's also a different relationship between like a mother and a son, a father and a daughter, and then like a father and a son and a mother and a daughter. So
yes,
like,
they're all very different.
yeah, it's like, it's not immediately like weird. You know what I mean?
Right.
Where like, if you're like, oh my, if you're
They're just close. That's not weird.
Yeah.
And then when you're like, yeah, we share bath water, you're like, well, I don't think that means you're close.
You're like, when you were 6?
Right.
And she's like, no, like
Last
yesterday.
night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, oh,
Yeah, we take baths every night. Well, and
who goes first?
yeah, and that's insane that it's the mom. And to hear the daughter, she's like, the mom goes first. She's like, yeah, my mom takes a bath first. I mean, she's the oldest. She deserves it, and I know she really likes it. I know it makes her feel good.
Yeah, they're trying to save on water.
So then she gets lukewarm, dirty bath water.
But that's what I don't understand, because their house is huge. So, like, money is not a factor. It's just because you want to. And then the producers ask the mom, like, so how does it make you feel when she does that? And she's like, it makes me feel so trusted and just so honored as a mother. And I'm like, trusted? What? Okay.
My goodness.
Yeah. So that one's also weird, but obviously in a very different way.
Yeah.
Like I'd say
The dynamic is different.
I was gonna say I Love a Mama's Boy definitely has more drama, which I like, because women are more confrontational, because they're like, nothing's gonna change if I don't say anything, which is true. The Smothered, I think I'm just gonna see a lot more weird shit than I would with mothers and sons, because the boyfriends don't say anything.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, it was weird at first, but now I just understand.
She
and
said
like,
her mom's her best friend, so I mean, I get it.
I mean, there's a couple, like, they're married and they're pregnant with their first child, and the husband was like, hey, it would really mean a lot to me. I know you're close with your mom, but it would really mean a lot to me if we could tell our parents at the same time, because it's both of our first child, it's both of their first grandchildren. Can you please do that for me? And she said, I'll think about it. No promises. And then she told him, okay, yeah, fine, I won't. And then she tells her mom anyways. Ugh. And I'm like, see, that would, if the roles were reversed and it was a woman, or it was a man doing that to a woman, the wife would say something. The wife would be like, no, we had an agreement. You weren't supposed to tell your mom. You did. Like, this, you've clearly crossed a boundary. And the poor husband is just like, well, they're close.
He's like, I kind of knew it was.
Yeah, and I'm like, see, that sucks. It's like they're just willing to live with these unhealthy relationships.
I think there is like a little bit of like a difference in like expectation though between like men and women, because like there where
that's
like
for true.
If a woman tells you like, hey, you know, like don't do this, or like do something like this way or whatever, and she's like, well, you know, I kind of thought maybe you were gonna do it, but I told you. You know what I mean? So like you should know better. Whereas I think a lot of guys are like, hey, don't do this, do it this way. And then when it happens, if it's expected, a lot of us are like, yeah, well, you know, it's Tim. And we knew it was going to happen. It's Tim.
Right.
Doesn't matter, you know.
It's definitely just kind of planned around, which that's convenient for some things.
Yeah. What you were saying, how they were trying to save
water.
There's this, I saw this video of this guy, and he's so cheap that he showers with his clothes on. Whenever he showers with his clothes on, because that's how he washes his clothes, to save on water, so that way he doesn't actually like use his like washer dryer, to like save on energy. So he literally and I mean, there's literally video of him. He's in like.
Or you could definitely record that if he's in the shower with clothes on.
He's in like
That's not
shorts.
necessary.
Like it'd literally be like if I just walked in the shower like this, and then like grabbed like, I don't know if he was using a different special wash or something like that.
I was going to say, surely he's not rubbing detergent on his body.
Bleach.
But he's whatever he has. Let's just say it's Old Spice body wash. Puts it on, and then literally it's just like this. And then when he gets out, he takes his clothes off and he hang dries them. And he's like, I only flush the toilet if there's poop. Otherwise, and he's like,
we'll just get a bucket.
that's what he uses because he says it's
Bucket
actually
bag.
the bucket. And he says the bucket, he stands in a bucket in his shower when he's bathing. So that way he has water to throw into his toilet. So that way his toilet's not using like excess water, because it's like every time you flush, it's like a gallon, half gallon.
Commodity, I guess. No?
Yeah. So this
What
guy
trauma
literally-
did he go through where he didn't have access to water?
Probably
I have to know.
unemployment.
who made him wear the same dirty clothes for
Well,
like,
that's
a
what I
week
want to
or
know.
something
And
like
watch,
that.
it's just like, no, one time I went to my friend Jeremy's house and they didn't have ice. And then it's like,
And he's like, what?
he was like, never again.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so this guy was literally, and that's how, and he saw it as like a, oh, this is a legitimate, healthy way in which I can, save money.
I think some people just go too far. They're
was gonna
like,
say-
I'm too far in. I might as well
Yeah.
just keep going.
He did it one time. Someone was like, that's real weird. He's like, no, I do it all the time. And then
Exactly.
it's been
And he's like,
10
fuck,
years.
now I'm that guy. Fuck. Probably.
Just grab a Tide Pod in the shower.
Like his pride.
Oh, gosh. I really hope not. Surely
Well,
not.
like what other things can you do to save money, I guess, around the house?
I mean, if you're trying to save on water, that's probably...
I was going to say saving.
What about dishes? You might as well bring in the dishes when you
Yeah.
shower.
Yeah. Saving on electricity, I have all of my stuff in my house plugged into these power strips, and so like every day when I leave, I turn off
Yeah.
all my power strips. I unplug all my TVs. I am that person.
Yeah,
like
but
I do
that's-
that, and I unplug my computer. Like I do that.
But that's like fairly normal. Maybe a bit like
Yeah.
maybe a little like OCD or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Some people might say.
Yeah.
But
I'm also only going to do that in the summer months. And it's because I'm so cheap. It's because I just really don't want an electric bill over $250.
Yeah.
I'm really trying to keep it under that. And I think I'll really only have to do that in the summer months because that's when my AC is always running.
24/7.
And so then, of course, when I leave, I also turn the AC up.
yeah.
But a lot of people do that. A lot
Yeah,
of
but
people
you're
do
not
that.
showering with your clothes on
No.
as you're
No.
like, oh, I got to do laundry. You're just
You know what
gonna
I am
shower.
doing? My dryer doesn't work. So I am washing my clothes and then just hanging my clothes to dry.
Yeah, but
I have so many doorways in this fucking house. I have so many places to hang my clothes. It's never like
An issue.
an inconvenience.
Yeah.
And I'll get the dryer fixed eventually. I'm just cheap.
they-